right, we're back. This is Waldorf,
And this is Statler.
and we're looking at my game 2 for Buckeye Battles. This one I was second game against Vampire Counts again. Second one in a row. Not happy.
Second time's a charm.
That's one way of looking at it, I guess. But anyway, so game 2.
Maybe it's just a sign of what your next army, which one of your next army you should be playing.
Yeah, actually, we talked on the way back, and that was one of the one of the many things that was discussed is moving to Vampire Counts. All right, so my opponent's list: Vampire Count, level 4 Death, Nosferatu, Arcane Knowledge, Ayas Atesh, the level 2 Courtier, level 2 Death, Nosferatu, Arcane Knowledge, Dispel Scroll. Got a Barrow King BSB with a Hero Sword. I really like that Hero Sword. I think it's awesome.
That's a very nice weapon for the points.
Yep. And Mithril Mail. That's the 2-up.
Yep.
Barrow King with a Lance, Skeletal Steed, Hardened Shield, and the Greater Shielding.
Are we sure that doesn't mean his name is Lance? Lance the Barrow
Lance?
King?
Okay.
He's from California.
It could be. I like that. I should have asked him. All right. What do we got? 37 Crypt Ghouls, 50 Zombies. That's a pile of zombies.
Yep.
I guess that way you can grow them to 100.
I suppose it's kind of a strange.
Yeah, I
Built
figured as
in.
easy as they grow, I figured
Yeah.
that would be a lower number to
Yeah,
start
rather
with.
have 2 units of 20 than one of 50.
Yeah. 25 Skeletons, 5 Wraiths.
It's a triple threat.
Triple threat. Oh, yes.
Ghouls, zombies, and
Ghouls,
skeletons.
zombies, and skeletons. Got the core blanketed.
Exactly.
Except he doesn't have
Need
dogs.
some dogs in here.
5 Wraiths. These are the foot Wraiths.
Mm-hmm.
8 Barrow King, Barrow Knights. With the banner of Barrow Kings. That's that +1 to hit banner.
Right.
It's like obligatory to be in a
Yep.
unit of Barrow Knights, Barrow
Pretty much.
Warriors, whatever. Big Varkalak, a Cadaver Wagon. He did not mount one of his mages on this because he doesn't have a Necromancer, I guess. Because I don't think you can mount
Correct.
vampires on it.
Correct.
5 Mounted Wraiths and a Shrieking Horror. So there you go. Shrieking Horror. That's a scary thing. And here's the board. Again, this is a tournament, and I apologize, but getting pictures in sometimes is a rush. This is after deployment. This is after first move, my first move, and
Big
shooting
guards and
phase.
scouts.
Shooting phase has already happened as well.
Ah.
So we're well into the game on this one.
Okay, so we're done.
We're done. We're done. This scenario was bonus points were for getting things. I had to get a scoring unit into this corner, which went from the 24-inch mark to the 36-inch mark. So basically, it kind of cut across this building and all the way back to here. I had to get a scoring unit into there to gain points, and I gained more points if I stopped him from doing the same in this corner.
And if I remember correctly, you just had to enter the spot and you got the points right
You
away.
had to get in there at some point.
Yeah, you didn't have to stay there.
Correct. So there are bonus points for that. And there are also victory points it's divided into 4 bands. Split here, corner to corner, split here, and there's victory points for controlling different bands at the end of the game. That was fairly minor. It was like 100, 150 points each. So,
But there were 3 bands, right?
but there's 4 bands.
4
There were the
bands.
2
Wow.
camps and then 2 in the middle.
So if you blitzed your opponent, you could get a lot of, and had units, you could get a lot of points for that. Then.
Yeah, but if you
still
blitzed him, you already pounded him
Yeah,
anyway. So,
exactly.
especially if you had blitzed him with all scoring units left. Anyway,
And it was 5 points max.
5 bonus points max, but the
Okay.
bonus points were all built on the keeping him out of your deployment zone, getting into his.
Right.
Were where the bonus points were. These were the other bands were victory points only.
Oh, I see.
So as you can see on turn 1, these are 2 of my scoring units over here. The 2 Boar Rider units. They're moving up to try to get into this quadrant. As you can see, I deployed first, and I stacked everything in this right corner, which is my camp.
You did a single drop?
I did a single drop and
With the
stacked
Lamia.
everything because I figured, if nothing else, I can keep him out of my band. I wasn't sure what he was going to do, but as you can see, he just kind of stacked and concentrated on getting into mine.
Yeah, he seemed to just match up on you. And your
Yeah.
spiders were Scout and Vanguard,
Correct.
right?
They are not a scoring unit. They scouted into these woods and then vanguarded up, and then on the first turn they moved to here. But basically that was my idea. I was castling up in this corner to keep him out of my zone, and it worked out to my favor because he just deployed in front of me, and I think most of these units aren't that fighty. So my idea was I could hit him.
Not by his army list, no.
Right. I could hit him and pin him out here, and they would never get past me.
Right.
Unless he can gang up on one of my units, and then I might be in trouble. And like I said, drop these 2 boar units over here, hoping at some point during the game I could slip them into his deployment zone. But anyway, so he deployed this. You can see over here on the far right, this is after the first turn shooting. These spider riders with their deadly throwing weapons, needing sevens to hit, managed to put 2 wounds. Actually, I got 3 hits, and he rolled 2 1s on the 3 hits and lost 2 wraiths.
So lucky to kill someone there. So, but his setup basically, you've got his knights up front, his hex wraiths behind that, or the other way around?
These are the wraiths,
Oh,
the
the
mounted
wraiths?
wraiths,
I'm
and
sorry.
these were barrow knights.
Okay.
Then there's a unit of skeletons, huge unit of zombies, ghouls.
Shrieking Horror. These bases on the far right.
Again, this is after first turn shooting.
Those are casualties.
Both get launchers landed, and that's why there's 6 less. That's why
always
they're
nice
over
to
there.
hit a big cavalry unit with those.
It's a target you can. I would have liked to put wounds on this guy to get him down, but
Right.
this is just so critical to get down.
Since that was his key fighting, and then his Varkalex hiding behind the building.
And his Varkalax here, I think he was just planning on circling around, and it's a long way around, but he knew these 2 units were here, so I don't know if he figured he was going to get his points out of these 2 units and then get into the fight later or what. I'm not sure what he was thinking there.
Right.
This is he's got the cadaver wagon here in this unit. His BSB, his Barrow King BSB is here, and his
With the zombies. Oh,
with the zombies, and a level 4 vampires also hanging out in here
with the zombies.
with the zombies.
Okay.
Over here with the skeletons, there's a level 2 vampire here on the corner.
Right.
Um,
What's that white guy? Looks like Lurch.
I'm not sure what that white guy was. It's Lurch.
Yeah.
That's the banner.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the banner in the zombies.
I see.
I mean the skeletons.
Okay.
And this guy right here, over here with the knights, is the mounted Barrow King.
Okay.
BSB again over here, and the mounted guy over here. And this guy back here, I was wondering about this. I'm not sure why he didn't put it here, but I think I deployed far enough back so that even if he went here and when flew his 18 and then yelled 8, he wasn't going to get much. I'm not real sure.
Maybe it's just to keep your scouts from.
Yeah, maybe. He would have done just as well here. It would have forced me out further, I think. But
Yeah, just so you wouldn't sneak behind him or something.
so anyway, not sure what the thinking was there, but as you can see, first turn shooting, these guys picked off 2 of them, which is an incredible miracle with the 2 up. See, I should have hit 1 at best, and then he's got a 2 up save versus it. So anyway, to get 2 was just incredibly
That's
good.
why we roll the dice.
Exactly.
Maybe it bounced off all those dice that was in the way, and his ethereal couldn't kick in.
That's probably what it was. And and of course, like I said, the 2 get launchers both landing here. I dropped the
Yes, what one?
6.
6 knights. Ouch.
Yeah, it hurts.
So you also rolled well.
I also rolled fairly well. So
Yeah.
my splatterer targeted this. Rolled the misfire. I gave it a wound with my bully, my overseer.
Right.
Gave it a wound to re-roll, and then got a 1 or 2 again, and it's done for the game.
Okay.
So a single shot, it's done. So I would still. That's of course that would have really put a thumping on this guy, but he's right here with both mages. So I mean, he was gonna. if it did land and thumped him good, unless it killed him outright, which is 3, 4, 5 max, which I can't do.
Yeah, because it's a flying.
Yeah, but he's got 6.
I mean, you can do 5.
I can do 5.
Yeah.
So I can't kill him.
Right.
And then these guys would have just concentrated and brought him back up, I'm assuming.
Well, it takes a bit with the monster, so
It does.
stop him from being aggressive with it.
But anyway, there's a better picture of the losses, and there's your banner you were asking about.
Right.
Of course, these guys aren't concerned at all with the woods.
Sure.
A lot of dead guys over here. It's kind of nice. And another shot of that.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's advancing. And again, this edge of the green pretty much is where his corner is.
Right.
So all I got to do is get there into that edge of the green, and I'm there. Here's the rest of my army moving forward a little bit.
Actually moved up.
Yeah, I was, because I didn't, like I said, I didn't want him in the corner.
Right.
And the corner extends out to about
Oh,
here.
is that green die?
I think so, because the corner went halfway, went 24 inches in was where the corner
Okay.
was.
That's pretty hard to keep somebody out of that.
So it is. So anyway, so yeah, kind of advanced up there. Well, no, it went the wrong way, sorry. And his turn is to his 3 remaining wraiths decided they have enough and went and hid in the building.
Okay.
Well, going at that rate, he was going to lose them quickly.
Yes.
But I think I don't know what that was about either. But anyway, so the Varkalak moves up over here.
Okay.
You can see he's...
I spy with my little eye of Arkalak.
Exactly. And you definitely want to keep an eye on those. This big guy hops over here. Like I said, he couldn't reach and he couldn't fly and yell at any of my other units. And he can fly over here, yell at them, and still stay within.
Yeah, clearly decided that they were the threat with their magic throwing weapons.
Yeah. Again, this was really his only target with this thing, so it wasn't terrible. Wasn't a bad decision.
Well, why not take him out anyway?
And why not get revenge on him and
Yes.
yell at him? And on my turn 2, you can see it's turn 2 over here. My turn 2, my Doom Divers
Cheese
again.
and crackers, something is missing.
Yes. I got the Evil Eye spell in this game,
Okay.
which is the goblin spell that does 3d6 strength 3.
Right.
And I dropped that on the mounted wraiths, and with their 6 up or 5 up armor, I forget which it is, it just ate them alive.
Yeah.
And then the Doom Divers, of course, returned, leaving the Barrow King all by himself.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of felt,
Lance is lonely.
felt a little bit sorry for him for that one.
That's Lance.
That's Lance, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes. And over on the left side, you can see I just moved these guys up to get into the deployment zone. So now I've already secured my points.
So why didn't you just charge him with one and go with the other on the other side?
Because if because I'm afraid of him. The only excuse I have for that, and there's really none, because I could have done the same thing. If they one would have charged him, one would have just moved to there, then he probably would have killed my unit, and the other one would have panicked off. Or I could have failed the charge and left him open to come kill that and get into my back zone. I don't know. I probably should have charged him. It probably, because I would have had downhill charge and a banner. I would have been going in at +3, and he can't stomp me.
And you got decent strength on the charge.
He got strength 5 on the charge with 4 guys, so the one he kills, or
Strength,
the 2 he
strength
kills.
5?
Yeah, I mean, they're base 3. Lance is 4, first round is 5. They're not Ed Bashers.
No. You had Lance or Light Lance?
Light Lance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kept these guys. These guys I kept as cheap as I could, because they're just there to be up scorers.
I assumed that they had the regular Lance. Okay.
Yeah. Even with the regular Lance, it might have been better, but
Yeah.
anyway, so they're there, and even as it is, if he comes and kills me, then that's where he's going to end his turn. Turn 2 is going to end here.
Right.
Still far away from anything important, and they've served their purpose over there. Over here, this is just the lore attribute. I took the lore attribute for light. By the way, I got light in the spell this game and got banishment. With my wizarding hood and got banishment and the burning gaze.
Well.
So it's just like everything completely unfortunate for the poor guys playing.
Yeah.
So these guys move up here. You can see the hoppers advance as well. Did not get into the woods. Over here, These guys have I believe it's the Stay Quiet spell on them. So if anybody charges them, they take dangerous terrain.
Okay.
Not a major deal. Just kind of a slightly discouraging. So
Maybe not so much for undead, but
the bottom of turn 2, he pops out. You can see the Varkalak over here eating I think he's already ate them.
yeah,
My boar boys.
yeah,
Karn Race decide it's safe to come out. Since the spiders are gone, it's safe to come out and play. And this big nasty thing
yeah,
came
something
up
else
and
seems to be missing too.
yelled at the boar boy unit that used to be right there
Yeah.
somewhere. So, yeah, not looking good. He is still in the bubble, by the way. And there's my casualties at this point.
Very neat. You're a very neat person.
You like that?
Yeah.
Well, they all went off in units, so it
Yeah.
wasn't hard to do.
Yeah.
I mean, he yells, kills 5, this
Very-
Varkalak
very-
stomped 5.
Very un-orcish.
Yeah, that's a good point. So over here, this guy just moves out of their arc. I'm not quite sure why, but I guess he just didn't want to get
Oh,
tied
you're in
up.
conga line. You weren't in a line facing.
I'm
it.
technically in a conga line at the moment because I couldn't get this guy where I needed it. He didn't have the movement to get up here beside the other one.
Maybe you should play Skaven next. You got like this cheese moves.
Yeah. He's got the lore of death all around. So what he's doing is he's casting that spell that does I think it's a strength 5. I think it's just an auto wound to a character. It's an auto wound to a character, and so he's wounding my lord every turn with
Right.
my general, and he's tossing his lore attribute on him to lower his leadership by 1.
Right.
But what I'm doing is I'm letting it go through every time because my goblin has the lore attribute, has stolen the necromancy lore attribute. So every turn he does, my thinking is I let it go. On my turn, I get a goblin spell off, which cast it dirt cheap. Both the ones I have are casting at 6.
Right.
Toss off a dirt cheap goblin spell and give him his wound back.
Right.
Is my thinking on that. So every time he's throwing dice at this, I'm like, sure, go ahead, letting it go every turn. Ooh, that's a nice
How many turns did that go for?
3, I think.
Okay.
3 turns in a row. And here you can see squig hoppers. Okay. Nash.
Are those the same things as Nasher Dash?
They're the same things as Nasher Dashers, and if you had played this game a few times with this army, you might know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, they hop from here to there, took a dangerous terrain, I'm fine. It's 2d3 impact hits, strength 5, followed by, 12 strength 5 attacks, hitting on 3s?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I got a good shot at getting rid of this big nasty thing. Maybe. Over here, Troll moves up, chaff up this guy. Let's see, turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
Troll moves up to chaff up. Everybody else gets ready. Spiders ready because I'm expecting these guys to, at some point, to make a big move out around, just to get on my flank.
Big moves aren't really the thing for vampire counts.
I mean, these guys are
Unless they're mounted.
what, 8?
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, I was kind of expecting this guy to hike out here and block
Right.
them, and these
Right.
guys to come out 8 and turn in, and then but he doesn't want the spider in his flank, I'm sure.
No, not sure he wants them in the front.
I'm afraid of that unit in the front. It's
Except
a
it's big.
whole lot of attacks, and those 6s wound me.
Yeah, yeah.
They're only strength 3, but 6s wounding is bad. So I hop in here. You can see I only did 4 wounds to him,
Missed it by that much.
and he killed 5 of me. Not good.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking back on this,
It was a risk reward thing. Either you're going to do
was.
it or you're going to die. So.
yeah. But I still got 2 attacks left for the following round.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I remember to do my goblin attacks. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that happened there. On the bottom of 3, he decides he's had enough, and he charges my troll. This guy is just tired of sitting there. Moving on. He decides to charge my spider with this guy. My spider had charged out.
Oh, he charged you. You didn't charge him.
I'm sorry, I charged. You're right. I charged him.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how I got there, and then I was like, oh, yeah, I charged him. Anyway.
You moved 14.
I moved 14. Yes. I charged out and charged him. He had gotten a couple wounds back, so he's only taken 2 wounds now.
Ah.
He had started healing him a little bit. That's kind of what he concentrated on his
Right.
turn. You can see the Barrow King and the Troll are swapping wounds.
Yeah.
Again, this time I don't have a wound on. Still, see, there's the token wound on my general again.
Yes.
So I'm not thrilled with that, but it's what it is. I've also managed a long charge with these guys. Actually, it probably wasn't that long, but these guys had the opportunity to get in there. I know he doesn't want this unit on me, my flank, so I'm not that worried about that. These guys tried to charge this unit and failed. But these guys on this unit, again, there's his BSB there, and his
Mage. Level 4.
He's level 4 behind the BSB. He's not in the front rank.
Oh, and his vampire.
Right, and the corpse level 4 vampire, and the corpse cart thing. He, it's pretty sad. Poor opponent. He rolled. This thing does 2d6 wounds, 2d6 hits. It's strength, weapon skill like 2, strength 1 or 2.
Right.
But he rolled the max. He rolled 12. He rolled 12 attacks, and between the vampire only got 1 attack because he was in the second rank.
Right.
But between the BSB, a couple zombies and this thing, only managed to kill 2 squigs,
Yeah, that's
2
not so good.
gnashers. On the meantime, I put 2 full rows, 9 full attacks on his BSB,
Absolutely.
and he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of him. And a few other scattered kills back here.
Mm-hmm.
Won the combat. Joel came up here to chaff out these guys, so he can't mess with me.
Right.
He's put a second wound on my troll, but as you can see, he's got a second wound on him.
Yeah. Were you actually swigging or just spitting?
I was
on him?
puking on him every turn.
Why
I mean, he's
not?
got a 2-up armor.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, they're not particularly fighty. They're more defensive characters.
It's the 3 wound thing for a hero that makes them really good.
And they're tough,
And they're tough. So, there's another shot at that. You can see we're still... These guys are coming up, but I'm wary of this unit, even though it is just skeletons.
Skeletons are not.
Skeletons are not a pushover to...
Not a pushover for anybody.
to goblins, especially.
We had spearwind skeletons,
And
correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and he ate him. I hit this guy with a Doom Diver, did a single wound to him.
Mm-hmm.
Just plucked him. The spider has the lore attribute on him again to bring up his leadership, just in case that thing didn't die.
Right.
But I killed it.
He put out a lot of attacks, so.
Yeah. I didn't want to take any chance.
Mm-hmm.
So I've killed him, turned to face the side of the ghouls. One thing he does not want is this thing in the side of the ghouls.
Absolutely not. Yeah. He doesn't want that thing in the side of anything.
Probably doesn't want it in the front either, but
Yeah.
I'm nervous about putting it in the front. So on the following turn, ding, both charged.
He's only, 6 wide?
Yeah.
So that's 18 attacks. It's not too scary.
Yeah, and I guess he has, 10 if he's this way.
Yeah.
5 deep.
Mm-hmm.
So next turn I charge them both. Boom. They're there. The chariot came in to help out this guy.
So you pin him with the troll so he can't turn to face you.
Correct. And over here, these guys made their charge, and they are still in conga line, unfortunately. I wish they weren't, because it would have given me more attacks. But my thought here, again, is I've got 6 attacks, and I gave them... actually, you know what I think? I think this is poison. This is not the Stay Quiet spell.
Okay.
This is the poison spell. So I've given them poison, and I'm planning on putting all 6 attacks onto his weakly armored level 2 mage.
Right.
These guys are here. You can see after a round of combat, I've managed to put 2 wounds on his turn during the combat. I managed to put 2 wounds here on his level 4 vampire.
Oh, he brought the vampire up.
And he's killed a 4. Yeah, he had to.
Oh, he didn't have full command?
Well, zombies can't have... I don't think he had a musician.
Oh.
And zombies can't have a champ.
Right.
So, I think that was his
Because they could have
choice.
the musician and the standard. And then the cart.
And then he could have stayed in the back forever.
Yeah.
But he also, I think he wanted to come up to start dealing out some punishment, because otherwise he was going to get chewed up.
Yeah, but his guy wasn't well protected, so...
He's not well protected, but if he's not doing wounds to me, no one is. Even with my tough 3, no armor, they're not hurting me that much.
Yeah.
So the spider tends to make a mess of units, as you can see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in the flank. Well, the flank really doesn't matter, but he's put a couple wounds on me with poison, but the spider just really went nuts.
Yeah.
The squig herd is gone, as you can see, but his level 4 is out here.
Yep.
So I'm happy with that trade any day of the week. He's killed my troll. He's just backed up from the combat.
So he's not pinned anymore.
And he's not pinned. And the grotlings over here are missing.
Yes.
But there's his level 2 mage.
That was a bit of luck.
So that was a lot of luck. I think I rolled three 6s to poison and killed him. And he failed his... He was a Nosferatu, so he doesn't have armor.
Yeah.
And his toughness didn't help him much.
Right.
This guy wasn't well protected. He had no plans of getting this guy into combat ever.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, you can see my chariots charged in.
Yeah, his army looks like his army's built around magic and
death magic,
and some of his wraiths and stuff. But
Yeah.
you were able to neutralize them early.
And here the chariot came in to help and has managed just to lose us the combat by 2. I'm assuming.
Oh, there you go.
Goblin chariots are so helpful. Elsewhere, I have cast a spell, orcs, goblin spells, and my troll's back up to 2 wounds
Heal
left.
them up again, yeah.
Yeah, just keep healing. That is a fantastic lore attribute to
Yeah.
steal. I love that one.
Yeah, it's probably a little much, but yeah, it's very nice.
It's nice. For me, it's not that bad. For the other guys is where it's, anyway, maybe. So the spider's here. Right now he's lost 2, and it's pretty much crumble time now. He's just going to start crumbling apart. The one thing he did do, let's see if you can go back up. Let's see if I can see it. No. Okay. He did, on a desperation attempt, charge the Varkalak into the rear of the spider,
Yes.
hoping
you wouldn't notice him.
just hoping I was too busy just going nuts on on ghouls. So yeah, he charged me in the rear and of course just got annihilated.
Well, just a combat res probably was.
And then between these guys, we rolled the his, what's it called, the crumble checks,
right.
and he just started these guys
Yeah.
fell apart, and his
Yeah.
whole army was falling apart at that point because he
Yeah.
has nobody left to take over anything.
Right.
So really, the big story in this one, for me at least, was my biggest unit.
Your best unit.
Yeah, my best unit supposedly is.
Sorry, your second best unit.
Yeah, the big guy over there.
Yes.
There's over 1,000 points in my army is built into this one unit, and they never fought in this game.
You have your BSB and your general in there.
And just the general, the BSB's over here.
So how do you get into 1,000 points?
Goblin BSB. Well, there's the Wizarding Hood guy.
Oh, the Goblin Lords.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a 300 and some point
Right.
unit with a 300 point general and another close to 2 something for this guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a big point block.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong way. So, ended up as a 16-7. So it was
What turn did you get to?
we only went 5 in this one.
Oh, okay. Because probably would have crumbled away more,
Probably would have crumbled away more if we would have had time for it.
and you would have wiped out the ghouls clearly.
Yes. But, like I said, turned out 16-7 was the battle points. I got all 5 of the bonus points. So ended up with 21-8. He only got 1. The 1, it was 2 for getting into your deployment zone, into your opponent's deployment zone, 2 for keeping him out, and then there's another point there somewhere, and I forget what that was. But anyway. So he got a point out of that somewhere. Again, even if we would have played through another turn, this probably wouldn't have gone up by much, maybe another point or so. Maybe 2 at most.
Yeah, probably 2, because you said he would have lost his ghouls. I mean, it's always tough
Yeah, but
when you can't get the full 6 turns in.
Yeah.
That you don't know what's going to happen, but yeah.
Correct. Yeah, it would have had to gone up by at least 300 points
Mhm.
to get that. But anyway, so a terrible game against vampires in game one, and came back in game two with a really good game against vampires.
Yeah.
This guy, I've got to give it to this guy, Brian Amburn. Awesome guy. Sometimes when a game like this goes against somebody, like I said, the two wraiths on foot getting killed by throwing weapons,
yeah.
and the entire unit of his
That-
entire cav corps getting wiped out
Yeah,
by the
that
top
can be
of turn two.
that can be soul crushing on turn one. And
It
turn
can be
two.
crushing, and your opponent, I've been in tournaments before where your opponent kind of turns that. Your opponent will sit down and kind of, just be dejected
Right.
and down, and the whole game turns into this unpleasant experience.
Right.
This guy was great the whole time. Not that he enjoyed getting smashed, but
Yeah.
he kept a good face about it. It was really good. It was a great opponent. I actually voted him for my best opponent in this tournament, and he won best
And yeah,
best sportsman.
when we looked at the other thing, yeah, he was the best sportsman guy.
Yep.
Well, it's always nice to run into those people.
Yeah, it's awesome whenever you can find anybody. When your tournament, if you have one or even two guys, especially if you get two guys that are in the contention for best sportsman,
Yeah.
then you've had a great tournament.
That's a nice thing.
And I think I've said it before, maybe later, and I've said it after one of the other battle reports. I say it because we did this one last. This was an excellent tournament in that I played 5 opponents that I would love to play again because they were all really nice guys. But that's it. That's game 2 at Buckeye Battles.
Okay.
And I'm sitting in decent kind of middle of the pack after this game. All right. Thank you for listening.